Hello creators, it's Melissa from Melissa's Creations. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really excited to bring you this beautiful and simple card for the Creators Blog Hop. This month's theme is a color challenge, and you can see the color challenge image on the screen right now. We had 5 different colors to choose from, and the rules were to choose at least 3 of those colors and make a project with them. So I decided to go with this card here. We were able to incorporate white, black, or vanilla. So I chose a white card base. And I chose to use the First Frost bundle. This bundle is amazing and gorgeous, and I highly, highly recommend it. It's one of my top favorites. Such a beautiful set. And I just wanted to create something really simple and a little feminine. So we're going to go ahead and dive right in. Here's the cardstock I'm using today. I have 2 pieces of Smokey Slate cardstock. These little tiny pieces measure 1/2 inch by 2 inches. I have another piece of Smokey Slate. This measures 1 inch by 2 3/4 inches. I have a scrap piece of Whisper White cardstock to stamp my flowers and get those cut out. I have a card mat here that we're going to be building our card on. This piece measures 4 inches by 5 1/4. And I have a piece of the Whisper White cardstock standard card base, 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored in the middle at 4 1/4. I'm going to start with my Highland Heather Classic Stampin' Pad, and we're going to stamp the largest flower on our Whisper White scrap piece. I'm going to stamp 2 flowers. And with my Petal Pink, I'm going to stamp 3 of these small flowers. Bringing in my card mat, I'm going to be stamping the phrase congratulations with my early espresso. Now we're going to take this berry branch looking stamp, and we're going to just stamp a small portion of it on either side of our congratulations, kind of offset. So I'm just going to ink up the very tip of that branch, just the top here like that. And I'm going to be stamping it right over where I think it's going to be, right next to the C. And that looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. So we're going to do the other one on the opposite corner. I've brought in a piece of scratch paper because I'm going to do some splattering on my background mat here with some Wink of Stella, as well as my aqua painter and my 2 ink colors. To do the splattering, I'm going to start with my Wink of Stella, and I'm just going to take the cap off. I'm going to give it a little squeeze to get some of that ink kind of flowing, whatever's inside, the beautiful magic of the Wink of Stella. And then with the cap, I'm just going to flick the tip down towards my card base. Now I don't want to do too much. I want to make sure that I have a nice covering, but it's not overwhelming. And you can see that the tip of my Wink of Stella isn't really damaged or anything. It's a very brushy tip to begin with, so it is kind of separated already. So I'm really not worried about damaging the tip by flicking it off of the lid like that. And now I'm going to take my ink pad, give it a small squeeze so that I get a small pool of ink on the top. Taking the aqua painter, I am going to take the cap off and give that a couple of drops so it's nice and watery. Pick that color up and then do the same thing we did before. Now you don't want to do too much of this because it is water and it will kind of bleed into your paper. So you just want to make sure that you get a little bit of color on there and call it good. We're going to do the same thing with our Petal Pink. You might notice that I'm not really getting the lower right-hand corner, and that's purposefully because it's just going to be covered up by our banners and our flowers anyway. Speaking of flowers, I have my Big Shot die cutting machine here. I am using my magnetic platform along with a cutting plate. We'll put our cardstock on top of that, followed by our dies and our other cutting plate, and run those through. All right, now we're going to cut the banner edges on our Smokey Slate pieces. So I'm just going to snip up the center, and then I'm going to snip from the corner to the top of that center snip line. That's going to easily give us a banner edge. We're going to use our snail adhesive to adhere those banners down on this lower corner. I'm going to start with the largest banner. I'm just going to use a little bit of snail on the back. I'm going to put that up a little bit from the bottom. And then I'm going to put some snail on this guy, and he's going to go right here, slightly off of the first banner. And our last banner, I'm not going to put all the way to the edge. I'm going to actually bring it out a little further, just like that. Now I can place my flowers, and when I place my flowers, I'm going to make sure that I cover this spot up with one of these. One of the purple flowers gets put down flat, so I'm going to use snail for that. And I'm trying not to cover the very edges of my banners because I really want that pointed edge to show. I'm going to put a pink flower down flat, so again, some snail. We're going to pop him over on this edge. And now I'm going to recruit the help of my glue dots and some dimensionals. So on my second purple flower, I'm going to put just a couple glue dots right in the middle. And I'm going to use this flower to cover up the very edge of my paper, as well as the banner edge where the banner ends. I'm going to use a dimensional to pop up one of my other small flowers. And that's going to go down here. And finally, on the last flower, I'm going to do one more glue dot in the middle of that and just kind of tuck him right underneath like so. I'm going to use some snail to adhere that to my card base. And we're going to fold this guy in half. And finally, we're going to finish it off with a couple of these gorgeous clear and frosted epoxy droplets. And there we are, creators. There is our simple card using the first frost stamp set for this month's Creators Blog Hop Color Challenge. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to click the bell icon so you can be notified of future videos. Be sure to scroll down into the description box below this video, click on the coordinating blog post link, and you will be able to hop along to all of the other wonderfully talented demonstrators participating in this month's Creators Blog Hop. You can follow me on the web at MKre8tions.com and on Facebook at facebook.com/MKre8tions. I'm also on social media. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest with the handle at MKre8tions. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!